Hello everyone, welcome to Options with Doug, streaming live daily on Bookmap Discord and the Bookmap YouTube channel at 1:30 p.m. Eastern Time. Before I go any further, I need to go through the disclosures. General disclosure: all Bookmap limited materials, information, and presentations are for educational purposes only and should not be considered specific investment advice nor recommendations. Risk disclosure: trading futures, equities, and options involves substantial risk of loss and is not suitable for all investors. Past performance is not necessarily indicative of future results. As a reminder, the focus of my presentation and the focus of the Options with Doug chat in Discord is options, order flow, the impact of options markets on stocks and futures, and the influence of market maker hedging flow on price action. I have a two-step process for trading, and the first is planning, and I use positional analysis, and I look at how traders and market makers are positioned in the options market to help develop a thesis for the day regarding expected trading range and volatility as well as the directional bias. And the second step in my process is execution. And I look at real-time order flow in Bookmap and real-time market maker hedging flow with Spotgamma Hero to confirm my thesis and for entries and exits. And I think this process provides a significant edge. Positional analysis is a new way of looking at the market. Again, I think it provides a significant edge. And questions and comments are welcome. I will be watching the chat in Discord as well as the chat in YouTube. So again, questions and comments are welcome. And what I want to talk about today, first, go over some news items, economic data that came out this morning, and upcoming events. Then we'll go through our positional analysis and finally talk about setups. So first of all, in the news this morning, the final set of economic data came out this morning, and at 8:30 a.m. PCE and the consumer spending both came in around forecast. So PCE was 5% and forecast for 5% and less than previous. And that was at 8:30 a.m. Eastern Time. And then at 10 a.m. the University of Michigan consumer sentiment came out just a little bit better than forecast. So that was the final data, final economic event for the week. And then next week, upcoming, and I'll talk more about this on Monday, but I have mentioned all week that upcoming FOMC meeting on Wednesday. And that is Wednesday, February 1st, and that is the first FOMC meeting of the year. And then there are other economic data drops next week. I think the primary one will be the employment situation on Friday. Okay, so let's take a look now at our positional analysis. Sorry, moving around a little bit. All right, so positional analysis, and I like to start with a little bit larger time frame, and this is an SPX chart in Thinkorswim, and it is a 20-day 1-hour chart, and I've zoomed in a bit to just the last few days, the end of last week and then this week. So this is showing, again, SPX levels. These are Spotgamma levels, and these are current for today. So this is showing the put wall, the 3,900 level, which has been a significant level, and that's showing that price reversed higher around the 3,900 level last week, rallied up above the 40-20 level, which is currently the volatility trigger, went down and tested the 4,000 level, and then on Wednesday, SPX dropped down, and I drew this line in myself. The 39.50 is no longer, based on today's levels, no longer a key gamma level. But anyway, it's still the SPX round number 39.50, and on Wednesday, SPX gapped down, tested that level almost to the tick, and then it has rallied ever since then. And yesterday went down and tested just a little bit below this 40-20 level, and then has continued to rally higher. And notice today SPX opened up, quickly tested the 40-50 level, and then is continuing to rally, and it looks like the next target above is the call wall, the 4100 level. So that is the bigger picture looking at the SPX, and that's the primary S&P 500 index, and everything else is a derivative of that, including the ES futures. So these levels are very important to keep track of. All right, so that's a bigger picture level. Let's zoom in a bit, and I'm going to go to another Thinkorswim chart. This is a 2-day, 1-minute chart. Actually, I think it may be a 5-day, 1-minute chart. So this is going back to Wednesday, showing the reversal higher at 39.50. Then yesterday, the test of the 40-20, 40-15 level. And then today, in this dark area, this is the RTH, regular trading hours. The test of the 40-50 level, which is a combo L2 level, and then a retest of that level after reversing lower at this combo L5 level at, it looks like at 40.75, and we'll check that a little bit. We'll take a look at Bookmap and see where that level is. Actually, hold on, let me see. We can take a look at this pop-up. So it's actually at 40.76. That combo L5 level that acted as resistance before. And now prices again moving higher, and the next primary target is the 4100 call wall. And one thing to note, Spotgamma does not consider the S&P 500 or any instrument overbought until it's above its call wall. Okay, so that is that is those are the levels for SPX. Now let's take a look at Bookmap. Go to the S&P 500. So one thing to note is, let me bring this pop-up back. Spotgamma has changed the difference between the ES and SPX to 15 points now. So I sent them an email yesterday to support, and they adjusted this, and it's They were using 20 points yesterday, and that was too wide. So right now it's closer to the actual difference at 14, 15 points. So these levels, oops, that I'm showing on the chart should be more accurate. And what I have here, these are Spotgamma cloud notes, and these cloud notes have been adjusted to that 15-point difference. So this is showing combo levels, which combine SPY and SPX levels, and also SPX levels. So this is a combo again, SPX SPY combo, and then this is just an SPX level. So there's the 40-50 that has definitely been in play today. So I've noted, again, the levels in play here, the 40-50 down below, and this combo L5 level, the 40-76 above. So those are the Spotgamma cloud notes. Those are updated automatically every day. And then this is my column. These excuse me, these cloud notes. This is my column of cloud notes. And what I'm showing is the support and resistance levels that are noted in the AM Founders Note, Spotgamma AM Founders Note. This is the upper edge of the expected move. So the SPX, like many other instruments this week, is trading above the upper edge of the expected move, and that's just based on the options market, one standard deviation move. This is for the week, so that changes at the end of every week, and I mark that on my charts. So those are the levels in play. All right, let me check for questions. All right, so there's a question about the combo L2 level tag. It's not automatically synchronized in thinkorswim, and the way that works is Spotgamma provides for their subscribers notes to add to your charts for a variety of different trading platforms. And here I've shown the Spotgamma cloud notes for Bookmap. That's automatic, and for thinkorswim it's not. You have to go in, and I showed how to do this, I think, on Monday. So go back and look at the archives, but you have to open up it's a text file, open it up, copy the script, and then go into thinkorswim and paste that in there, give the script a name, and you have to update it every day. And Ancient the Architect asks you prefer trading futures or options, ES or SPY, and I that's a personal preference. So my personal preference may not be the same as somebody else. So I prefer to trade SPY, and one of the reasons is I get an email every couple of months about CME raising their fees, and I can trade SPY with free, no commissions, very minimal exchange fees, and I prefer trading options as well. So I prefer SPY and options over ES. I prefer trading stocks generally. So I have Bookmap open, I have thinkorswim open, and I have really a choice of either my stock trading platform or my futures trading platform. Since I like to trade stocks, I like to trade Nvidia and Tesla, so I just keep my stock trading platform open and trade SPY if I want to trade the S&P 500. And there's another question, what are the green and red numbers on the bottom and top of the Bookmap chart? And I'm not sure. Oh, are you talking about like that number right there, the 247? If that is the question, that is those are showing buy stops. So that is only for futures, and that is showing the that's the on chart stops indicator, and those are showing stop orders. And then I have the stops and icebergs subchart and on chart indicators. So that little green 247, that's showing buy stops, and you can see that that corresponds to this rising line, the yellow line, and the subchart showing essentially that a lot of this move up was fueled by stops, as well as this rising dark blue line. That's cumulative volume delta. Those are aggressive buy orders. Okay. And there's a question, what are the different large gamma 1, 2, 3, 4 and combo levels? So 1 indicates the highest level of gamma, so that's the most important level, and the range is 1 through 5, and 5 would be the least important level. So Sampan, if you do have a Spotgamma subscription, watch the go to the blog, watch the videos, the subscriber Q&A videos, read through the support center, and yeah, you should find most of the answers to your questions. Yeah, and go to their YouTube channel as well. So it takes time to absorb all that. And there's a okay, so $4D Drover asked with triangles, there are no, I'm not sure I see any triangles. That would, if you're seeing triangles, you're maybe looking at an older chart. That was part of the older Bookmap Hero. Those triangles are no longer available. That is the old Bookmap Hero. Again, that's no longer available. And the buy sell stops printed out on Bookmap, does it mean they executed? Yes. There's no way of knowing that there was a stop order there until it's after it's executed. And that is part of the MBO bundle, market by order bundle in the Bookmap marketplace. And it applies for icebergs as well, yes. So that is the stops and icebergs. So we're kind of getting off topic here. So let's stick to Bookmap has tons of videos as well about stops and icebergs and all sorts of features of Bookmap. So the things that I'm using here, just a last quick note, for futures, I'm just using stops and icebergs on chart and stops and icebergs subchart. And subchart are the lines below, and the stops and icebergs are the numbers on the charts. So again, I'll refer you to um, the Bookmap YouTube channel and knowledge base for more information about that. All right, so let's go on with our positional analysis. So I've talked about the levels in play today, and then let's talk about shifts in levels. And first of all, the volatility trigger shifted higher across the board. SPX, SPY, NDX, and QQQ. So that's bullish. And then for SPX, the call wall shifted higher to 4,100. Yesterday it was 4,050. And for QQQ, the volatility shifted higher, and the put wall shifted higher, and the key gamma strike shifted higher. So again, that's bullish. All right, let's take a look at the S&P 500 charts now. Look at the absolute gamma levels. So this is for SPX. There's the 3,900 put wall, and that was in play earlier this week. And there's the 4,000 level. That's been in play as well. And then note the build and call gamma above here. And we'll look at SPY and see pretty much the same thing. So and here's the 4,100 level, and now that is the call wall. That's the strike with the largest net positive gamma and can be expected to act as resistance. And again, the way the Spotgamma looks at this is a market is not overbought until it is trading above its call wall. So again, the thing to note here is the build of positive gamma. So forgot to say this. So what I'm looking at, this is the zero line here, and above I'm looking at positive gamma or call gamma, and below that's the black lines, and below the teal lines are showing put gamma or negative gamma. Let's take a look at SPY now. And for SPY, there's the 390 put wall, and that's the strike with the largest net negative gamma. And that can be expected to act as support. And there's the 400 key gamma strike or absolute gamma strike, and that's the strike with the largest absolute gamma. And just like the 4,000 level in SPX. And then there's the 410 call wall. Again, the strike with the largest net positive gamma. And again, note that the build of positive gamma here. So there are a couple of ways of looking at that. One, it's certainly bullish that call positions are building up above, but remember that Spotgamma assumes that traders are short calls, market makers are long calls, and this means that up in this region of the gamma curve, they have to sell futures to hedge their delta exposure. So as price increases, their calls tend to increase. They want to remain delta neutral. So they have to sell futures to hedge their delta exposure. So that tends to reduce volatility and can act as resistance. And then let's take a look at one other thing that I wanted to take a look at. This is the SPY. So Spotgamma provides these pop-up charts for, I look at SPX, SPY, and QQQ. And one thing to note, and I use this to fill out my spreadsheet that I use for that C levels column for all my stocks, for futures as well as all my stocks. And I can just track this, remember what I'm doing every day. And the thing to note here is the build of all these positions above 400. So a few days ago, I was filling in levels below 400, and now that has shifted to all these levels above 400. So this is the information, the basic raw data for my spreadsheet, and I add all these levels. We'll take a look at my SPY chart in a minute to see that. All right, let's take a look at the NASDAQ now. And these are the absolute gamma levels for QQQ. Again, the zero line above is positive gamma, and below the teal bars are showing negative gamma or put gamma. And here's the put wall at 270. And then 295 is the strike with the largest net positive gamma as well as the largest absolute gamma. So it is the call wall and the key gamma strike. All right, let's take a look at data now. And this is the Spotgamma AM Founders Note. And the thing to point out first is gamma notional. So this has become even more positive for SPX. That's this left column. So gamma notional increased or became, in the case of SPY, less negative for all of these. For SPX on the left, yesterday SPX gamma notional was 195. Today it's 431. So this is market makers' position on the gamma curve. And again, this is firmly in the positive region for SPX, meaning that market makers have to sell futures to hedge their delta exposure as price increases, and that tends to reduce volatility. And for SPY yesterday, gamma notional was minus 728, and today it's minus 153, so that's very neutral for SPY. And I'm just looking back in my notes. So a couple of days ago, SPY gamma notional was minus 1254, and today it is minus 153, so has become again close to neutral. And then for QQQ, gamma notional is also positive, and yesterday it was minus 24, and today it's 105. So again, pretty neutral for SPY, and then in the positive gamma region for SPX and QQQ, indicating that we're in the region of the gamma curve where market makers are long calls and they have to sell futures to hedge their delta exposure as price increases. All right, one other thing that I look at every day, I don't often point it out, but this call put gamma tilt. And what this is the, I hope everybody can see this pop up. The CP gamma tilt is the ratio of total call gamma to total put gamma. And this is pretty similar to a put call ratio, but it's gamma weighted. And this indicates a shift, can indicate a shift in trader sentiment. And I track this every day, and these numbers have been increasing for the last pretty much all week, have been increasing, becoming more and more bullish as traders add call positions. So another bullish sign there. take a quick look at the Vanna models. This is for SPX, and this is a visual representation of what I was talking about. And remember how for most of this year it was skewed the other way, rising from right to left, and now Gamma Notional is rising from left to right. Again, just showing that market makers' delta notional or delta exposure increases as price increases. So they have to sell futures. And the green line shows the Vanna effect, and that shows how their delta notional, delta exposure will change with changes in implied volatility. And then the black line shows how their delta notional changes as time passes, and that is the charm effect, the change in delta with it as time passes, change in time. So that's SPX. Slightly still shifted to the left, rising from right to left for SPY, but overall this is pretty neutral. You know, I would draw a line through this, just very slightly tilted. And compared to what it has been for most of this year and last year, very neutral for SPY, and then also pretty neutral for QQQ. All right, so that's the Vanna models. And also I want to take a look at Equity Hub, look at SPX, and point out a couple things here. This chart takes some practice to take a look at, but it can provide valuable information. First of all, the green area indicates an area of call dominance or positive gamma, and the red indicates an area of put dominance or negative gamma. And right now it's showing that shift line at 39.75 according to this chart, and then this on the vertical axis, that's the momentum indicator, indicating the momentum of change in gamma, and you can also equate that to volatility for the instrument. And one thing to note is these inflection points here. So this point right here, 40.65, that was noted as a resistance level. So that's the SPX 40.65 level. And notice as price drops, there's a pretty significant shift higher in this momentum indicator up to the 40.45 level. So as price drops from that resistance, again, this was noted as the higher resistance level this morning, this 40.65, and as price drops, note the increase in volatility as this SG momentum indicator increases up to this highest level at around 40.30. So just an interesting note there. And then finally, so again, I'm doing all of this talking about what I look at in my prep for the morning, my positional analysis, and then finally point out this spreadsheet that I keep every day, and I note the current key gamma strike and the previous key gamma strike. So the previous key gamma strike for all the stocks in my watch list is in this left column. This is from yesterday, and this is from today, and I note the changes in the key gamma strike by color coding them. Green means it increased, and red means it decreased. So a couple things to note here is the pretty significant shift higher in QQQ, Shift higher in Tesla. Tesla's just been on a tear. Okay, so looking at all of this, looking at this data, the shifts higher and the levels, the volatility triggers, the SPX call wall, the QQQ put wall, and key gamma strike. And then the key gamma strike for these stocks, my bias was bullish. And I was not looking for as high a volatility, wide trading range as yesterday due to the drop in gamma notional and the S&P 500 especially coming up on resistance at the 4050 to 4100 level due to all that positive gamma above, and you know, knowing that market makers would need to be selling futures at that level. So that's what my thesis for today was. Again, bullish, looking for a not as wide a trading range as yesterday. All right, so let's take a look at some setups now. So let's start with the ES. I'm going to go to Hero. And I did post my Spotgamma Hero watch list in Discord this morning. And for those of you who are not in Discord, you should join. It's free and open to all. But I'll just I'll bring this up so everybody can see it. So again, given my bullish bias for the day, this is a good starting point. Looking at this, 10, 15 minutes after the open, and then ranking all the instruments in my watch list with this hero signal. And what this is showing is the strength of the hero signal in the last 30 days and the last 5 days. And this dot is the current signal. And so this, I know it's probably impossible to see, but there is a slightly gray slider here, and that's showing the range for 30 days. And then the colored portion is showing the range for the last 5 days. So the hero signal for the S&P 500 ES as well as SPY was higher than it's been in the last 30 days and the last 5 days. So that was a good place to start. So we'll look at ES and we'll look at SPY. And I'm going to zoom in on the morning session here, and there was a strong confirmation, bullish confirmation from the open. And remember that reversal higher at the 40-50 level as traders were, let's see what they were doing. Primarily buying calls. Total signal gives a little bit more clarity. Then they start taking negative delta positions. Price dips down a little bit, and then they start taking positive delta positions. That's shown by the rising blue line, and that provides a good buying opportunity around 10 a.m. just as the data came out. And then there was a divergence lower, and price reversed again at the, let's go back and take a look at Bookmap now and make sure that I have that level right. So price reversed. So after that, let's see, let's go back, take a look at Spotgamma again. So that's at 10. So there's the reversal at that combo level, the L5 combo level. After that quick move higher, just after the 10 a.m. data, and we can zoom in on this. So that makes it a little bit more clear. So remember, there was that dip in the hero line just before the data came out, and price moved up to this 40.76 level, and then traders started taking negative delta positions again. Let's go back and take a look at hero now. And I know it's hard to jump from one chart to another, and I have two monitors, so I'm watching hero on one screen and Bookmap on another screen. So here's that slight divergence, reversal lower, back down to that 40.50 level, and then traders started taking positive delta positions again, and price increases. So options trades, and this is again S&P 500 futures, showing options trades for SPX and SPY, and it's primarily SPY. So I'm going to zoom all the way out. See what's going on now. Go back to a shorter look back period. So it looks like they're still taking positive delta positions. And this is showing a one-day look-back period, so it's showing the cumulative effect of all these options trades for the entire day. Go back and look at Bookmap one more time. Go back to the full day. So there's that reversal higher, again at the 40.50 level, and price has gone higher back up to the 40.76 level. We'll take a look at SPY now. So there's the move higher in the morning, reversal lower, and then the move back up heading toward the 407 level. All right, let me check for questions. And there's a question about Nvidia. Nvidia, the key gamma strike increased, implying bullishness, yes. But hero chart was bearish, but stock went up, and we'll take a look at Nvidia. And that was a a real short thing. It didn't last long. So I posted the again, we'll take a look at Nvidia. That was a what looked like a potential reversal at the call wall, and it turned out to be a head fake. And Sampan asked, how do you come up with these SPY 407 level? We're looking at SPY. So this is just a, this is actually SPY 407. I just have these C levels just to provide me with a visual, a quick visual reference of the of this level. So instead of looking at one list of gray numbers, I can see the round numbers, and these are just what I mark in my sea levels charts. So 404, just round numbers in SPY. That's all I'm showing. There's 404, 407. I just make it easier to look at. No, it's not from Spotgamma. It's just the actual level. It's 407. This is in Bookmap. This is, you can look at a, just look at a candlestick chart, any chart you want to, and there's no magic here. It's just what it is. Now the only thing that I'm doing here with SPY is remember I showed this pop-up for SPY. Oops. So what I'm doing is marking all of these levels in a spreadsheet. So there, for example, is the 405 LG2 level, and I just use a different color for the line, the text, and the note. All right, I'm way behind here. All right, so that's the S&P 500 strong today, and the positional analysis indicated that that would be the case, although it looks like the S&P 500 is getting up into that positive gamma region and could meet resistance. All right, the next is Tesla. That was at the top of the list, just under ES. And just another crazy bullish day in Tesla. It looks like I need to add more levels in my spreadsheet. Give me just a moment. So I stopped at 180, and that's not enough. So I'm going to go into price lines, refresh the levels. I just updated my spreadsheet, and that should just take a moment to fill in. And while we're waiting on that, let's take a look at Hero. So we're going to go to Tesla now. And I have sorted these in alphabetical order now. And traders continue to buy calls. Let's take a look. We'll go back to a shorter look back period here. And it looks like there was a kind of a lunchtime dip, lunchtime lull. And then traders are taking positive delta positions again, heading up to that 180 level. And the reason I changed the look back period, whoops, zooming the wrong way. Let's go back and take a look at the entire day. And when I see Hero flatline like this, especially in the afternoon, I want to take a look. This is the cumulative delta in dollar terms for the entire day. So it's accumulating all these trades from earlier. And if you change the look back period down to a shorter time period, it's changing that rolling window from, I changed it from 1 day to 30 minutes. So there's Tesla. Let's go back and take a look at Bookmap now. So now that 181 is filled in, and Tesla generally provides pretty good pullback opportunities all along the way. And note that Tesla is trading well above its call wall, and that would at these levels for me it would be difficult to get long. But still, traders are taking Tesla higher. All right, QQQ. Take a look. Strong day in QQQ, now trading above the 295 call wall. Bullish order flow, notice all the green dots. Market buy orders. Let's take a look at CVD here. Not much clarity there, but order flow is definitely bullish, trading above the call wall. Take a look at the Hero. So there's a confirmation, AM confirmation. Of a move higher, then divergence lower for just a small pullback, and then confirmation higher. Okay, let me check for questions. And there's a question in Discord, how do I know to stay in when the Hero turns back down on SPX? So let's take a look. Now I generally don't look at Hero for SPX. If I'm looking at the S&P 500, I'm going to look at ES, or really primarily SPY. So this is the SPY is what's dominating. SPY options trades are really what's dominating versus SPX. So I look at SPY, and so if I see SPY Hero turning down, for example, so again, I'm looking at two charts. I'm looking at Hero on one chart and Bookmap on another chart. So let's go so I'm looking at this chart, for example. I see Hero turning down. This is the 1 day look back period. Let's change it to 30 minutes. And this shows that Hero was trending down, now it's trending higher, and price now has responded higher. So right now I would still be bullish for S&P 500. And so if I see, to answer your question, so if I see, how do I know to stay in when Hero turns back down to on SPX S&P 500? I would be looking for a reversal point. So I'm looking at Hero and Bookmap for order flow. So I would want to confirm what I see in Hero with order flow before I make any decisions. So if I see Hero falling, price continues to rise, I would look for a reversal point. And I've talked about those levels in especially on the ES chart, the SPX levels. And I would look for order flow to confirm a reversal at one of those levels, and potentially look at one of those levels for a target and a reversal point. So let's just take a look at an example of that. And we'll look at Nvidia after that and then wrap it up with that. So I'm going to change this back to the 1 day look back period. So that's a SPY. Let's take a look at ES. We may get a little bit more clarity. That's what I was looking at before. So yeah, it's a little bit more clear. So looking at this, at Hero making lower highs. So remember, this is about between 10 and 10.15. So let's say I see Hero dropping, coming up, making a lower high. The ES continues to rise. So let's go back and look at Bookmap. And again, we're looking for a reversal about 10.15. And there it is at this combo L5 level. And we'll zoom in on this. We looked at this earlier. So there. Oops, let me check OBS Studio. This is what I'm using for. So it looks okay. This is what I'm using for YouTube. Okay, looks okay. So there's the first dip down. Notice the bullish order flow here, all these green dots coming in. And the next point that I'm going to look for a reversal and a potential target if I'm long is this combo L5 level, and then the liquidity above. So I would stay in as long as the order flow is bullish, and it certainly was. And I see stops continuing to rise, cumulative volume delta continuing to rise, and again all the green dots coming in right at 10 a.m. at the data. Okay, and we'll wrap it up. We'll take a look at Nvidia. And Nvidia has just been crazy strong this week, just like Tesla. So what I was looking at this morning, and again, note 200 is the call wall, and now Nvidia is trading above 200. So here's this morning, and this is what I was looking at, and it certainly didn't last long. And I posted this in Discord. So there's the There's the 200 call wall, key delta strike, and key gamma strike. And I saw that as price was approaching that level, traders started selling calls and buying puts. So that it looked like a potential reversal at the call wall. Let's go back and take a look at Bookmap. And it did not last for very long. Here it is right here. So nothing there, just another buying opportunity. And I posted, I'll bring up the next screenshot that I posted. Just another buying opportunity. You know, Hero just quickly shifted 5 minutes later from negative delta to positive delta, and price continued higher. Again, just another buying opportunity. Let's take a look at Hero now for Nvidia. Strong bullish positive delta hedging flow all day. Traders are buying calls shown by the rising orange line. Okay, that's Nvidia, and I missed a question in YouTube. We're very close to the SPX call wall. Do you think is going to break it, and how do you analyze close to these areas? So really, I'll wait till SPX gets there. So let's just take a look at SPX chart again. So SPX now is at 4084, 4085, not at the call wall yet. So typically, indices, SPX, SPY, ES, QQQ, well, I'd say especially S&P 500, respect their call wall levels more than stocks. You know, we've seen that both Nvidia and Tesla are trading well above their call walls. Netflix is another stock that doesn't have any respect for it's not very liquid. Not, you know, certainly not as liquid as Nvidia or Tesla, or not even close to the liquidity of the S&P 500, and it really has very little respect for the call wall lever, for example. You know, if traders want to take Netflix higher, they're going to take it higher. So anyway, again, like I mentioned before, I'm looking at order flow in Bookmap and hedging flow to make, and the decisions and the levels on Bookmap and this chart to make decisions. Okay. So interesting day today as usual. And a pretty big shift from last year. Just a crazy bullish week. So anyway, that's all I had. I don't see any more questions. So I'm going to wrap it up for today. Thank you everyone for watching. Thanks for your questions and comments. I hope I answered everything. And have a great weekend. and I will see you on Monday. Thanks again. Bye.